back is trouble. Right.
Yeah, I'm going to have to apologise because my conch is full of snot and stuff. I'm all
Your conch?
Full of cold, yeah. Well, not full of cold.
Nose. Not full. Not absolutely jam-packed.
Claire's had a cold or something going on for about 6 to 8 weeks now.
There is something going around. I don't know if you heard.
No, what's that?
Something about China or
yeah,
something like the flu.
Well, she's taken those lateral flow tests and she keeps coming back negative. And I said to her, well, if you're negative, that means I'm negative because I'm not sticking one of those things down the back of my throat.
You can do them up the old snout, and you can do them with spit as well.
Well, apparently,
just spit it to it.
You can be negative on a lateral flow test and then go for a proper test and be positive.
So the other way around, I think. I think you can be positive. I think it's more common to be positive on the flow test because that's why you then go for the other test, and then the other test says that you are negative.
Yeah,
I think that's more likely.
I'm a fairly positive person.
Yeah,
most of the time.
That's the best way to be in it. I have to have them. I had one yesterday. I will have one tomorrow. I will have one on Wednesday. And I would probably have to have another one next Saturday.
Why is that?
Just because that's the policy at work, basically. Just because I like it.
Just keep licking windows.
Stick out my nose. Yeah. I keep rubbing the banister. Yeah, the policy at work is that, basically. At the moment, the whole the perimeter around where I live is all not shut down, but you have to have a test to get out. Basically, a test that isn't more than 48 hours old to get out. Is this on? So it was on 360 view. Can't see it.
So is that all Austria or just your region?
All Austria is still on some sort of lockdown. Like the hotels are still closed and the bars are still closed. And
okay.
But
like no outside
specific. Yeah, nothing, completely closed.
Oh, wow.
So the only thing you can get is takeaway. Like you can get places to deliver, but you can't go and it's pretty nothing here, for example, nothing in the street outside will let you go there, buy something, sit down and eat outside as part of their service. Basically, it's all just takeaway. But shops are open.
Yeah.
And public transport is running and stuff like that. But I think they're expecting quite soon, maybe a week's time to start relaxing it.
Mm.
They still have stuff like, I was saying before that the ski resorts were still open for local business. Like you couldn't come in from Germany, and there were some people managed to get around it to go from the UK to there if they were training to be instructors and stuff like that. But that's all closed now because it's the end of the season, but they're opening the bike parks now. I think the bike parks opened last week.
Right.
But I haven't been yet. So I'll have to do that. And otherwise, all gyms are still closed. Yeah, so a lot of stuff is still closed.
Yeah.
Still.
Because there was didn't you go to a CrossFit gym near you?
Yeah.
When you were checking out where you lived?
Yeah. Yeah, when I came over here the first time last summer, I went there and did a drop-in with, I think, Sonia at, trying to think what, I think it's CrossFit Untersberg it's called, which is...
Yeah, that was pretty cool, wasn't it? You showed me the picture.
Yeah, it's really cool, like super cool, with a proper full-on powerlifting setup with pro spec racks and benches and monolift. I think they had obviously all the bars and barbells and platforms. Everything looked really cool, and then a really nice CrossFit setup. It was on the story briefly. I don't think we put anything on the feed. Yeah, it was on the story. Really cool, but quite expensive as CrossFit is. But like here, stuff is a little bit more nippy. Like near you, was it £60 unlimited, and here I think it's €120 plus. So a bit more like London prices.
Yeah,
but it's cool. There's some cool people. She's good. I think she's like a level 3 coach. I think she might have done Thai boxing or something like that as well, maybe.
Oh, sweet.
So she's a bit of an all-round weapon.
Speaking of Thai boxing, they've got all different stuff I was hearing about like people getting back to instructing and doing classes and all that kind of stuff. I was talking to a guy from the gym today, and some people are doing it, some people aren't doing it, some people are just like, kids can do it but the adults can't do it, and it's all over the place. But I think somebody else said it's probably the worst thing to do, isn't it? If you're worried about contracting something, then getting into some jiu-jitsu is probably not the way to.
Yeah, I think jiu-jitsu is a little bit nippy.
Especially if you're
but the
north-south, just getting teabagged.
Yeah, if you're just getting that whole sack in your face, then that's not ideal. The stand-up stuff, though, I think they've been doing for a little while. There were some rules about that, and I think the guys who I used to train with ages ago in like Loughborough, that Hardy Bullhead MMA, I think they're open again now properly for like squad training and normal classes and stuff.
Yeah,
that's cool. It's really cool gym.
I've made a podcast in Cardinal Sin, and I've got my drink here, but the rest of the drink that I need is up there. So I'm going to try. If you carry on with that, I'm going to just try and grab this drink and not just trash this whole setup. So this might be a very short one because my head. Okay. Well, I just need to get up and grab some orange juice from over there.
Take your headphones off.
I'm going to leave them on so I can hear your beautiful voice.
Oh, so I'm going to continue and fill the gap. Yeah. I'm boiling in the bag over here from riding. I literally just got in the door from riding some bikes. I haven't even changed it. I have my Power Ranger suit on.
I thought you looked a bit like you were ready for action.
Yeah, I'm suited and booted, red Power Ranger. I've just finished action, so I just did like a decent sized loop on a bike, about 100 miles.
What sort of bike were you doing?
Sports bike I was riding. That looked pretty. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
It was really nice. It's 28 degrees here today, so I'm roasting. Feel like a boil in the bag fish, one of those ones with the cheese sauce and the grey meat inside. That's what I feel like.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
Absolutely cooked.
Just gonna jump topic again, but you said fish, and I told you I'd watched Seaspiracy last time, didn't I? We got into talking about how that was thought provoking.
That's fish. I watched it.
So we watched Seaspiracy and forgot that we'd ordered these Gusto meals. And if you haven't watched Seaspiracy, it basically, it's like the fishing industry is just killing the planet. That's basically what the summary of that.
Yeah. Like the farming industry and
all that kind of stuff.
Soybeans,
and we forgot that in these Gusto meals we'd ordered, there was like 3 fish meals. And so, I mean, we obviously ate them because the fish are dead anyway, so we can't throw them back. Can't throw them back in the state that they were in.
Drop them back in the sea.
But this fish, I don't know if you've ever had this fish. It was called Bassa, Basa, and this
like
fish,
a made-up name.
I don't know what it was, but this fish must have been ill because this fish literally tasted like the bottom of a river. It was like,
well, they are bottom-feeding fish, aren't they? Yeah,
it was dirty fish.
Like the cheapest, dirtiest fish. It's probably those. Like in Spain, we used to have this fish called panga fish, which was like on the menu, like the really sort of cheapest thing you could get on the menu, basically. And it was like farmed, and it was like a farmed fish. And I think they weren't basically, not Spain in general, but I think that fish is a farmed fish and then not particularly pleasantly farmed either. So that was always the avoid option on the menu.
Yeah.
Was the panga fish, a bit like the poisonous Simpsons blowfish.
Oh, right.
That one. Like, give that one a swerve with or the nuclear fish.
The nuclear fish, the 3-eyed mutant fish.
Give that one a miss.
So we were like,
pass on the menu.
We watched that and then we were really guiltily eating this fish. It's weird because I went to the supermarket yesterday and I walked past the fish aisle, and it made me think of the documentary that I'd watched, and I thought, I wonder how much of a hit the fishing industry has taken just because that has come out, and like how that one dude has probably impacted quite a lot of people, and the ripple effect from that, but then also how you don't feel like you particularly like you can do much to change the situation because of the amount of people that are out there that are eating it and buying it and stuff. But it's just really, really interesting.
Yeah, well, I noticed though straight away, Like, how long has that been? It's probably been popular in the States for longer than we've known about it.
Yeah, a few months maybe.
And then normally when I go to the supermarket at lunchtime, if I run out of food and I have to grab something from there, so I grab a sushi normally.
Yeah.
And there's more or less, I'd say 90% of the time, there's basically nothing left. Maybe like a little tray of whichever one I don't mind, like the California roll or whatever. Now, like in the last probably 3 or 4 weeks, every time I go in there, so like maybe once a week if I haven't managed to make some food and stuff, it's full of sushi.
Yeah.
Like rammed with stuff. So either they're stocking more or people aren't buying that anymore. So it can have a big impact, can't it?
Yeah.
Big impact. And I think for a little while after, especially what was it when Game Changers came out?
Yeah.
Like basically the whole world went vegan at least for like a couple of weeks in there. It was insane. Like you tried it, didn't you?
Yeah, because I thought, well, it's one thing, like people were like, the documentary came out and then there was like, everybody was like debunking it. And then people were debunking the debunk and people were all talking about it. And I thought, well, there's only one way to figure out if it actually does anything or not, and just give it a go. You know, so many people like have an opinion on stuff and don't actually know what they're talking about because they don't try it. But I found on that, I put on like bad weight when I was doing that because I had such a clean diet in terms of what I was eating. I then went, rather than making my lunches, which I'd normally do and prep for the whole week, I would then have to go out and find vegan stuff because I didn't know much about, well, obviously I know you can't eat meat and byproducts of meat, but I didn't really know much about, you know, what would be good and what I could make.
As well, what tastes nice, how do you make it so you actually want to eat it? I think this is the problem, isn't it?
So I went out and lunch and bought the stuff that I'd never normally buy, like a vegan version of a meatball marinara sub, and you know my favorite kimchi bibimbap from the Vietnamese store on the market, which is really good. And but yeah, it was just like I went dirty vegan. I was just eating all sorts of stuff because it was vegan, rather than my normal diet, which is just go low sugar, and you know you'll be all right. So yeah,
I'm no vegan food expert, so we'll get smashed for this. But I think that's quite common, isn't it? When people try it, is that they get off the food that they like to eat, and then they try to eat vegan, but don't really know how to cook. Like I don't, vegan stuff for sure. And then you end up with doing that basically. So you're buying the things that sort of look nice or seem like they might taste nice. And what's the reason they taste nice? Because they're full of probably sugar or something else, some preservative or whatever. So then you end up with not necessarily the worst of both worlds, but certainly not the major benefit of going that direction, which would be to eat cleaner stuff, I suppose, in the first instance, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because I tried it for a bit as well, but I couldn't get on with all the beans and all that stuff. I didn't know how to prepare them, and I don't mind vegetarian stuff. Like there's a truck that comes around and does like a veggie burger, which is okay, but it's just okay. Do you know what I mean?
And then that's the other thing, like it's a veggie burger. So would you have a normal burger for lunch?
Yeah, like, no, I'm the same as you basically. Like when I prepare my food, I can eat cleanly enough and I like it. And that'll do. And then I don't need to eat a burger or whatever. So I shouldn't really go and get a sushi, but like some days it just get out of sync and I haven't got anything to eat.
That's annoying. That's such a time killer for me. In that if I don't prepare my lunches, which I have the same thing every day, I just have like basically like a version of the monster mash, which is rice and beef. If I don't prep that, I'm like wasting. I feel like I'm wasting time at lunchtime trying to figure out.
But a lot of time as well. By the time you've gone out, worked out.
Well, I don't go out anymore. But when I was like working in the towns and the cities and stuff, and I'd go out to go and get something, it would be like, right, I'm trying to decide what I want, and then I've got to go around all the places to find what I want, and then you spend the money, like 5, 6, 7 quid or whatever, depending on what you get. Yeah. Whereas I could probably do like a week's worth of food for that, and for sure save myself 45 minutes of pissing about every day. And it's another decision you don't.
And it all goes in your exactly. It all goes in your decision fatigue pot, doesn't it, as well? Like when I prepare stuff in the morning for the night before, for the morning or for the whole week, makes such a big difference. I've got a load of chicken and stuff to do for this week. Makes such a huge difference to how much stuff you can get done, doesn't it? Especially if you're then not prepared and then end up having to cook every day in the evening. Makes a big difference. Just slam it in the old pan, warm it up and go. Get to eat.
And I started speaking of diet, I'm sort of a bit all over the place with diet in the minute, and I'm still sticking to no sugar as much as I can. But my downfall is always like eating stuff after dinner in the evening. So I have to distract myself from wanting to sit there and munch something. So I associate like sitting down and watching a film or sitting down and watching a series with having something like on the go, like something to eat, and never like anything massively bad. But it used to be when I was a big old fatty, fat. Used to be like, oh man, I used to smash food. It's crazy looking back at it. But now it'll be like mixed nuts, like natural mixed nuts, raisins, like some dark chocolate or something. But then it's just extra stuff that I don't need. And then I was like, start sneaking in like protein yogurts and things. And now I've got to the point now where I'm like, man, I need to just nip this in the bud like that.
Yeah, let's just stop this.
I just need to stop this now. So so what I thought I'd do is I thought I'd tell you on the podcast, say, right, so yeah, that's it now. So no more from now, and then going forwards, and then I won't do it because I've said it out loud.
Okay, well, let's check in on next Sunday and see how you got on.
Yeah, I'll weigh myself tomorrow. I'll weigh myself tomorrow morning and I'll see where I'm at. I'll probably around 82 kilos, something like 81, 82, something like that. It's been useful for powerlifting.
Yeah. Moving mass and all that. I'm into 75. I cracked into 75, so that's not good because I've been trying to behave with mine, but I haven't managed to train really at all this week, which is really bad. So if you're not eating food, then I need to train every day with no excuses. Next week coming up. God damn it.
Get it in.
So I'll put that in the stories then. Yeah, I'll put that in the stories. And I need to sort my food out. Yeah, because you got to do it, man. You need to do it. It's not like I haven't done anything because I've been riding all week, basically. I've been riding since Tuesday. Yeah. It's like every day and in the evenings as well. But it's not the same, is it? So I've lost weight instead. I'm now 75 now.
You've just been on one of those, those, what they like, vibration plates.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
It's just been vibing every day, just rattling yourself to bits.
Yeah. Well, I've probably done a couple of hours, at least a couple of hours riding every day.
How's your pelvis hanging on with that?
Yeah, okay. Some of the bikes are a little bit extreme for that in like the footrest position, but good. Yeah, it doesn't hurt just in general, but depending on the position where the footrest is in relation to the seat, then it can be a little bit nippy. But considering they're pretty extreme, then on anything more relaxed will be fine. So that's good.
Is this for business or pleasure? You've been riding?
Yeah, mainly business. Majority business, basically. Yeah. It's just part of stuff we're doing at work.
Cool. So you talk about it or no talk about it?
Oh, good. No, not really. Secret.
Cool. Sweet. Keep them guessing. I'll hook them in.
Yeah.
The old listeners, they'll be like, oh,
what's that?
Oh,
so yeah. Shoot one. So just come in. So yeah, I was doing that and need to jump back on the weights for sure because I went to the physio and he said, okay, so your hip is feeling pretty good. And I was like, yeah, it's all mobile, feels pretty good. And I had the problem in my neck. So he sort of fixed the problem in my
you around,
neck,
didn't you, for like 40
more
minutes?
or less. Yeah, squished my neck for 40 minutes. And then the next week, my lower back was playing up. And I think it's all because you're on one leg all the time, isn't it? So he said, well, let's try and fix your back. Then you need to stand on your right leg because you're always standing on your left leg. Like when I come into the room, he says, you always stand on your left leg when you come in. So, well, yeah, because my right leg doesn't work. Because I broke it a couple of times now. And 20 years ago as well, I broke that ankle. So he said, well, you need to stand on your right leg. So now I'm always thinking about standing on my right leg. And he said, the other thing we need to do is get your hamstrings to fire. So we went into the little weights bit. And he goes, have you lifted any weights before? I was like, yeah,
dabble.
Yeah, a couple of times. Have you tried these deadlifts? Yeah.
Sorry, deadlift.
So just run me through how that goes then. Okay, so I take it from the floor and right over my head because that's what everyone always asks. Oh, you deadlift 200 kilos right over your head? No, mate, just to my waist.
Yeah.
So that was good. That's the worst question you can ask anyone who trains. So, do you train? Have you trained before?
He's like, mother.
Yeah, on and off. Yeah, bits and pieces.
Oh yeah, you look like you've lost weight. Oh, brilliant! Thank you very much.
You look thin.
You look small.
Oh, good.
Thanks.
Yeah, you look small. That's a good one. Isn't it? Yeah. Or the best one is, didn't Claire's mum say something like that? No, I think she said it to me, or maybe even Claire said it to me. He was like, "Oh, have you stopped training?" I was like, "No."
Just been doing it 4 times a week, every week.
Yeah, 4 times a week, non-stop. Yeah, piling it in my face. So that was good. So we did some like Romanian deadlifts for hamstrings. So I need to be doing the training as well because I'm supposed to be doing it for physio.
Yeah.
But I haven't been very good this week with that.
That's the killer, man. That is the killer. You get somebody comes along and they go, listen, this is going to fix you. Here's a piece of paper with these weird drawings on, and you've got to do X for X amount of time. And you just go, yeah, sure. Yeah. And then you're just like, nah.
It wasn't even there because like previously I was hammering it, wasn't I?
Something happens.
And on this one, just this week's been a bit crazy this week, but it's my fault.
Yeah.
So it's not like I didn't have time. I just chose to do something else.
Yeah, that's it.
Trick.
I'm glad I got that drink.
Frogging you through?
Yeah.
I just tried to fix my diet in one day as well because my diet's been a bit off this week. So I just put like yogurt, berries, flax seeds, nuts, protein, egg, spinach, all in a glass, and ate that. So that's good. Yeah, that's fixed me. That's made it. That's made up for it all.
That's
my roller coaster week.
There's a meme, isn't there, of a guy who's just like sitting out in the wilderness or something at one with animals, and he's like looking really peaceful and stuff. And he's like really out of shape, and it's something like, "Oh, when you eat healthy for one day," or something.
He's looking really pleased with himself.
Yeah, I went to physio. I say I went to physio. I went to the musculoskeletal department of the medical center near me. So I had my MRI, didn't I? They said a complex tear with posterior third of the lateral meniscus with potential cyst. So basically the knee, my left knee is what's troubling me. And then I had this appointment come through and I was like, musculoskeletal, that doesn't sound very surgeon-ish. That doesn't sound too surgeonry. So
surgery focused.
So I went to the place where I've gone to before for physio stuff for various bits and pieces. NHS refer you there, and I went in and she said, right, so we had your referral, she's going to run through, tell us the story, and she said, what sort of training, like what sort of exercise do you do? And I went, well,
nothing. I don't do anything really.
Just how long have you got? So I was like, so I went into it, and when I say it out loud, it seems like an insane amount of stuff to do. It's like, well, it is. I do 4 lots of powerlifting every week, and then 2 to 3 conditioning sessions, and then I do 20 minutes worth of mobility. And she was like, oh yeah. And then you talk to people who like, you think they know what you're talking about when you're talking about all these different movements, and they sort of do, but they sort of don't. So you have to explain. But long story short, because it is a long story, I forgot to ask if the complex tear was my old injury on the phone when they called me up. And when we talked through what was causing me trouble, she doesn't think that the tear that's on this scan is anything new. And she also doesn't think that is what's causing my pain.
Ooh.
So that is super, super sweet, because the tear is on the left-hand side and the pain is on the right-hand side. And it sort of radiates out from my patella and just round to the right, so coming into the inside of my knee. So she has started me on some exercises to do, which I've started to do. So like single leg glute bridges and just holding in place for 10 seconds, building up to three lots of 10 seconds on each leg.
Why that?
Just to strengthen everything around there, stabilizing muscles and all that kind of
stuff. It's not
stuff.
Your knee though, is it?
No, but I just trusted what she said. And also
that's where you went wrong.
Yeah, and also a single leg squat, but not like a pistol squat all the way down. So just sort of lowering yourself down to like above parallel and just holding it there for 10 seconds. So building up all the stabilizing stuff. So what she thinks is that my patella has got angry about something, which is what I thought. I thought I had patella tendonitis. So that's got angry from over extending. in like deep squat positions, which has triggered there's apparently got something called a fat pad in your knee, which protects all the stuff inside of your knee a little bit from impact. So when you kneel down, you've got like this little fatty pad there. And she thinks that has got inflammation, and that's causing the pain round to the right hand side. So my fat pad in my knee is all grotty.
Too big for the space.
Yeah. So she wants me to build up all the stabilizing stuff. So
so your fat pad doesn't have to work so hard, maybe.
Pretty much.
The rest of it doesn't have to work so hard.
And it's not, I'm not basically not getting out of position, and my knees coming in my squat and all that kind of stuff. So it's working on knees caving in. So when I'm doing these single leg squats, I have to like focus on keeping my leg out to the side and not letting the knee come in. And she said that she's going to review that and then review that and then review that. But that is really good news, because I didn't want to have surgery.
No, surgery is not.
So now I can do like 80% of the stuff that I could do for ongoing, and hopefully that will fix it until I get back to 100%, instead of having to do like 0% of the stuff whilst I have surgery.
Yeah, well, if it's 0% and the surgery, then you're on this roller coaster again, aren't you? I was thinking about that today. I was thinking about the nutrition roller coaster and the training roller coaster, and basically like you have a good time and then a bad time and a good time and a bad time and a good time and a bad time, and then you wonder why you haven't done anything, because the average is this. Yeah, and actually more like the average is that.
Yeah. And I also need to ice my knee after every.
What about CBD? Give that a whirl again.
I've got some that I use it every now and again, but I'll go with what she. But I'll just do what she's recommended. Balm.
Okay.
What are you looking at me crazy for?
It's just like you say. My experience with this sort of thing is sometimes the doctors don't. One, they obviously don't know you, and they don't know your like recovery ability or tolerance for this sort of thing. And two, but as she's spoken to you a little bit, that's good, but they're working to like the lowest common denominator, aren't they, all the time, because they have to be safe. So yeah, do what she says. But like when I got out of hospital in 2015, they said to me, you're basically like, forget lifting weights, forget running, forget riding bikes, you won't be able to do that again. And I was like, well, yeah, but I want to. And they're like, well, you're not the same anymore, so forget it.
Yeah.
So I was like,
well, she didn't tell me to not do anything. That's the thing. So I told her everything that I'm doing and everything that I have been doing and how long it's been going on for. So
she's happy for you to get back to this.
The story is, since September, October, my knee started to hurt, and I have been doing the stuff. I've been doing what I've been doing since then. So that's what? 6-7 months. Yeah, 7 months.
Yes.
And it's not got any better. So I will continue to do the stuff that I'm doing, plus
the stuff
she's telling me to do.
Yeah.
And then if that then makes it better, because she's saying, do this for X amount of weeks, build up to this, and then we'll review, and then we'll do the next thing. And then
that sounds like she knows what she's talking about. That's good.
Yeah. It was quite funny because I was on the couch bed thing, and she goes, right, do a single leg glute bridge and hold it there for 10 seconds. And I sort of thought, glute bridge all day. Check this out. Went up, started shaking.
1, 2.
She's like, are you finding this difficult? Because we want to find the difficulty level for you. I was like, she goes, is it because the bed that you're laying on is a bit soft, so you're sort of all over the place?
That's it.
And I'm like, well, I did train this morning. I'm a bit tired. But I find that stuff, because I don't train that stuff. I don't train the balance stuff. I'm in a straight line doing the stuff I'm doing. It's up and down. And that's it. I don't train, balance or single leg much at all ever. So I find that difficult to do. But
it's fitting it all in though, isn't it? That's the thing.
Well, that's again. It's another. It's 10 seconds a rep for 30 reps on each leg,
and
then so you got to spend
it's like 15 minutes nearly on the 2 legs.
Yeah, and then you need to do it again for the squats. So it's like another half an hour of training every day. I'm like, wow. So but that's, I will probably do it because I don't want to have surgery. So I will do what she says.
For sure. Well, and it'll help as well. And I guess that's the way to look at it, is don't look at it as taking away from your other training. You look at it as, okay, this is going to help me continue to be able to train. And actually, it's probably in the long run going to improve the rest of your training, isn't it? If you've got a little bit better balance and you've got balanced strength between those two legs, then you haven't got to use all, like, you're not going to be as unstable as you are now. And you should then be able to go heavier with everything when you come back. If you've got this issue with your legs caving in, which isn't so bad anymore, it's much better now.
And I've been, so it's 5's week this week for me. So it's the first week of a new block. So the weight has gone up a little bit. And I was thinking about it when I was squatting yesterday. I was thinking more about, right, keep your knees pointing, like get your knees out. Don't let them come in. Don't let them come in. And it was, so 133 kilos to the box for 5. And I probably could have done a little more, maybe kind of squeaked another one out. But I just think, you know what? That's not.
You don't need to do it though, do you? I think it's working really well for you at the moment, isn't it? It's just keep inching it up. And if you don't have to stop now for this, then you'll be in a good place.
I'm going to have a serious pop out of it. Once I won't be able to get out of a hole.
Yeah, you won't be able to get out of
If I ever do, I'll just shoot up. But I went to, so I've done CrossFit. Obviously went to the box this week just gone and did a few more sessions. So conditioning, and I was trying to get a bit of speed back and picking some sessions which wouldn't mess my knee up. And I've been avoiding things like anything that's squatting below parallel. So wall balls, thrusters, anything like that. But there was an overhead. It was a barbell complex was the first part, and then the second part had some overhead squats in it. And then the complex was a power snatch into squat snatch into 2 overhead squats, and that you had to build up to your heaviest weight. And I thought, well, I'll go and I'll just do a power snatch triple. And I won't do the squatting, I'll just do a triple, and then that'll be my complex. And then like everybody else can do what they want. And then in the workout, there was overhead squats and deadlifts and things. And I thought, well, I'll just change it for something else. I'll just do whatever, like a clean and jerk or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And anyway, so I started warming up with the PVC pipe. And I thought, well, I'll do body weight squats and see how it feels. And it felt okay. And then got to the barbell. And then they started going with doing the complex with the barbell, just warming up, and that felt okay. And I actually ended up doing the complex with 57.5 kilos. So did it properly, and my knee wasn't hurting. Okay. So that was pretty cool. So I just need to really, really be careful with that, because I'll get too confident and I'll start thinking I can do everything, but I'll just...
Yeah, it's a difficult balance, isn't it? Because you don't want to just leave it alone, full stop. You need to be doing something with it, because like we talked about before, it's a little bit is probably going to help, isn't it? As long as you don't overstress it, because it needs a little bit of stress to repair itself. But then where's that balance in?
As well with the Olympic stuff, if we're doing a squat snatch, you get down quick. Whereas with the powerlifting, I'm sort of easing into it. So it's the whole time I'm thinking, oh God. And then I can feel like my knee is under a lot of tension, a lot of pressure. Whereas with that, you're bang, and you're in there, and then you just stand up.
Does she think that it's the caving knees that have caused it? Or is it probably not a result of that, because you've always had that?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to have helped, because I think when the knee starts caving in, you start using stuff you shouldn't be using to do the rest of the lift.
Back up again. Yeah.
Whereas actually it's all those tiny little stabilizing muscles in there that need to be stronger, so you can do it.
And it probably is all the way back up to your hip and everything, isn't it? That's probably why she's getting you to do the glute bridges, because it's probably not just your knees. It's your I don't know what they're called. It's like adduction, isn't it? Adduction. Yeah. Whatever the one is that makes you open your legs. Yeah. It's all coming from the hip as well, isn't it?
Yeah. So I was pretty stoked about that. I was pretty happy that was the result of that.
Yeah, that's good news.
And this week has gone okay. I failed. I didn't hit 5 on the overhead press. My overhead press is my absolute nemesis.
She's a slug, isn't she, on overhead press?
Yeah, and that's
what was it for?
52. 52
Oof.
kilos. I hit 4.
Yeah, but you're doing so much though, dude, on your overhead. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I really think if you can put some more volume in. If you knocked all the conditioning out, you could put some more volume probably in your powerlifting, and those things would start taking off. But with both in at the same time, you probably can't put more volume in anything powerlifting again, because you're like just about recovering as it is. And then with your special edition deload week VMAX conditioning,
Yeah,
you don't dig yourself back out of your monster trench, do you?
Well, one of the reasons that I wanted to put that over, because I didn't have overhead press in my powerlifting schedule for quite a while, which is probably why I wasn't very good at it, and still am not very good at it.
But you couldn't lift your hands over your head though, could you, at the time? I think.
I had some shoulder issues from a competition. Yeah, I remember not being able to pick the kids up in a straight line. That's all fine now. We're selling this lifestyle to anybody. So I wanted to put that in because things like handstand push-ups, things like thrusters, anything like that where you had to use just overhead strength, I was really struggled with. So I thought, right, I'll start building that back up, and then that will complement what I do in the conditioning stuff, which will then in terms of overall performance, that'll be better, because as soon as I get to I've been working on handstand push-ups and things like that, try and get faster at those. But there was a workout where it got progressively harder in this workout. So progressively harder. The volume increased, but the movements became easier. So you started with the hardest movement, and then it got, you did more, but it got, so you start with strict pull-ups, and then you go to chest to bar pull-ups, like with kipping, and then you go to just normal pull-ups, but it went like 20 on one set, 30 on the next set, something like that, 40 on the next set. And then it had handstand push-ups in between that. So you start with strict handstand push-ups, and then you get to kipping handstand push-ups. So it's like pull-up, push-up, pull-up, push-up. And I haven't been able to do a single strict handstand push-up since I learned how to kip. It just fell out of my head.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because what I'll do is I'll think about kipping, and I'll kick up to the wall, and I'll come down, get myself sorted, and then I'll like kip, and then I'll push up and kick up with my legs. So now trying to do a strict, I'll get up to the wall, I'll come down, and I'll be like half a second pause before I then go to push, and it's just all gone because I spent time down there.
I'm holding it down there.
And so I thought, oh shit, I'm not going to be able to do this. I know it's only stupid, like you get an RX on the board if you do the movements properly and all that kind of stuff. I was like, I'm going to have to do a different version of this. I'm going to have to do like a pike push up on a box, or just do a kipping push up. I thought, no, I'll give it a try. Went up to the wall and just banged 5 strict out. Unbroken. I was like, yeah, baby.
Yeah. That's cool. Very good. I haven't done it since that TEC.
Well, that's November.
The previous, was it last November or the previous November? The previous. Yeah.
It was in lockdown at some point, wasn't it? I don't think it was November, was it? I can't remember.
It was middle of the year then, wasn't it? Because it was it was
warm,
was like
at
May
some point.
or July or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, okay, it would have been lockdown 1, I think. Would have been lockdown 1.
Yeah.
So I was well pleased with that. So I just got 5 out, and then it got progressively worse, but I managed to do them strict.
Because I got mine up all right. I think I got mine up to like 12 maybe, or maybe a few more. But then I haven't been training very consistently since then.
Yeah.
So, get that dealt with. I'll trade you snacks for training.
Yeah.
Right.
Do it. But that was cool. So that was my couple of little wins this week. Good little win from the musculoskeletal department. Strict handstand push-ups and overhead squats.
Some good wins. I don't really have any major wins. Just riding a lot, which is a win in itself.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Oh yeah, be good to get some training. I could skip. That's cool. Did we talk about that last time?
I think you just started.
Yeah.
Just started bouncing around again.
Sketchy, yeah. Sketchy. I haven't done anything really this week. So
no.
To crack into that again, just a little bit of conditioning, something simple, and get the weights rolling properly. I literally did. We talked about it. I trained that night, I think.
Yeah.
Sunday night.
Yeah.
And then I did Monday, and that was it.
So if you're looking for conditioning, I've got these new moves for you that you might not have heard of.
Yeah, hit me.
Burpees.
Interesting.
Pull-ups.
What does that involve? Pull-ups. Okay.
Pull-ups.
Yeah.
Like you must be like the burpee master by now.
I'm all right, Adam. But then as well, back in the day, I was all right, wasn't I? Because I did lots and like I probably did thousands of burpees when we were training for that MMA fight. I was just
just sprawling
burpee
for
maniac,
days.
because I was doing burpees conditioning, and then when we do the squad training on a Sunday or whatever, if we go up and train in Nottingham, this end of the squad thing was just like burpee, like on pads and burpees with pads and just burpees and like left leg and right leg, and it's a sprawl, not a burpee in it, but just like sprawl.
Same.
Savage, like to the point where then you're trying to spar, you can't even stand up. And, it was cool, really cool. Hoping that. I
was going to say that with burpees, they're currently, you're talking about doing competitions and stuff and having something to train for.
Yeah.
There's the European Championships that have started now, so everybody that is sort of into doing competitions at the box is doing that. So I've got this horrible fear of missing out, because I really like competing and I really like being involved in it, because it's good fun as well. But I just can't risk there being some sort of death by front squat thing, and I'll push myself. But the first workout, so if you ever get near a rower and you want to try a really nice workout, it's a 12-minute workout. So every minute, depending on what level you go in on. So if you're like a novice or something, you would do 9 calories on the row. And then for the rest of the minute, you burpee over the rower for 12 minutes.
Did we do that when I came over?
No, we did do burpees over the rower when you come, and we did a little Saturday session. Yeah. But this workout is savage. It is so disgusting. I did it one time. I Zoomed with Becky, and I was on the driveway on my row, and she had a row at her house. And I just never want to do it again. It's one of those ones that it's just so bad that everybody's in the box doing this workout. It's horrendous. And
it's what you say, 9 calories on the rower.
So you row for 9 calories, and you get off, and then you burpee over the rower until the minute is done, and then you row for 9 calories again, burpee over the rower.
And how long
12
is 9
minutes.
calories worth of? How long is 9 calories worth of rowing on a?
Depending on how good you are on the row, let's say 30 seconds.
Okay, so it's 30, and so it's like 30 row and then 12 burpees or 10 burpees or something like that.
Yeah.
Then you have to do that for 12 minutes.
Yeah.
So you're looking at 100 burpees minimum, aren't you?
If you get to 100, you've done an incredible job.
Yeah, because I guess the whole drive in it, like the leg drive, and maybe the legs would be destroyed, wouldn't they?
Yeah, just at each other. They just destroyed themselves. It was so bad. And then also I went to pick up something from the box today, and Matt, who goes there, who does MMA and stuff, he was doing the workout, and man, he went full clip on the first minute. Like, even though not to do that, the adrenaline got him, and he said he couldn't even feel it was difficult, but he was pulling 2,000 calories at one point, 2,000 calories an hour on the row, which is fast. And then he did 11 burpees over the rower.
Wow, that was it.
And then and then it was like 9, 7, 7, 6, 6, like 5, 6, 5. Wow. And then he picked it back up to 9 in the last minute. But it's just a killer, because there's no escape. There's no rest. If you want a little bit of rest, you have to stop burping before you get back on the row, or go slower on the rower, which means you have less time to burp. It's just a mind F of a workout.
Yeah. Sounds rough. I still didn't spend my Amazon money. I see. I can't buy burpees though, can I? I guess
no, you could buy a little ski erg though. They keep popping up. Concept 2 ski erg keep popping up on Amazon for about 700.
Not for 200 sheets. No. 700, man. That's a lot of money.
Get it for 500 and sell it for 700.
That'll trick. Do that twice, 3 times.
Get into that.
Flip it. Do a little flip.
And so
Drinking over
there's
here.
competitions all over the place at the minute. Is
Damn.
first in the world on a workout for the Masters category of CrossFit Open. She got first in the world in the, I think it's quarterfinals that she's in.
Was it Masters? Because I saw
Masters.
Shannon Briggs in there, I thought as well. She doing Masters now?
Not Shannon Briggs. What's her name? Biceps like Briggs.
Biceps
Sam
like
Briggs. Sam Briggs.
Sam
Yeah. So she
Briggs.
beat Sam Briggs in a workout.
That's insane. Wow.
Yeah. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. So she's finishing off. The last one was today. But the top 20 go through, and she, I don't know what she's placed now, but before the last workout, she was 26th. So she was like 6 away from going to the CrossFit Games. She's mental, absolutely mental. She's an absolute hero.
But she's got the chance to go to the.
Yeah, well, it depends on what she places in this last workout.
Hopefully, it's a good one.
Yeah, I can't remember the workouts now. You have to look them up online for the age.
That's crazy.
Age qualifiers, but yeah, absolutely insane.
Because she's getting like mega strong now.
Yeah.
I saw her.
She did a 95 kilo front squat for 4.
For 4 or something, wasn't it? I mean, that is pretty awesome.
Yeah. She's got a motor for days, and then she's now just getting strong as well. It's crazy.
Yeah, motor for days plus a 95.
Yeah, now she's getting strong as well. I mean, she's stronger than like pretty much everybody in that box anyway, and which is we're just sort of normal people who like to do CrossFit. And then you look at what she can do, and it's just insane. And then you look at the people that are better than her, and you just think that's just unbelievable. Yeah. Like, that is unbelievable what they can do. That's crazy.
She's doing it, isn't she? She's
man, she's up there. She's up there. She's hustling. She's hustling.
That's awesome.
And cool. I was talking to her the other day because I don't know if you've heard of a competition called the High Rocks Games. Is it High Rocks Games or High Rocks? I can't remember, but High Rocks basically. It's like, you know how we have some people follow us who do like OCR stuff, obstacle course racing. Yeah. It's sort of a version of that mixed in with CrossFit. And they have these events.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
So they do like an hour-long race, but it'll be like 7 workouts. So it'll be like, okay, you've got to ski a certain amount of calories, and then you go to you run to the next thing, and then you're doing like the next obstacle, 100 wall balls, and then you like run to the next thing, and it's like get a sandbag on your back and you walk in lunge around a whole course, and if you drop the sandbag, you're disqualified. Like if the sandbag touches the floor, you're out.
Wow.
And then you go on to the next thing, and then the next thing. But that was pretty cool. I imagine I said to her, I think she'd be like phenomenal at that kind of stuff. Yeah. But there's some pretty decent people in the CrossFit sort of world who are doing that as well. Like Hunter McIntyre is a guy who's a champ at it. But yeah, I was watching it when I was training the other day. High Rocks.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is good.
Some stuff starts here soon. I don't know when it's going to, but I hope something starts. I think they do lots of like trail runs and I guess mountain bike races and stuff like that. Yeah, I think so. That'd be cool. But like, it's amazing out today. The weather is insane. It's like 28 degrees. Super, super hot. And awesome mountains and stuff. So there must be some stuff going. Yeah, pretty sweet.
Because that's going to be your first summer, isn't it? You caught the tail end of the summer, didn't you? Last time, I think we said about that.
Yeah, the very tail end of it. When I got here was like end of start of October. So that just was a few weeks of nice weather, and then it went very rapidly into snow.
And it didn't
6
stop
months.
Snowing, yeah.
It didn't stop snowing until about 3 weeks ago. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, maybe a bit more, 4 weeks ago. So that's cool. But yeah, now it's awesome, the weather. So let's see if that hangs around. It was supposed to rain a lot this week, but it didn't really even rain that much. It was really nice. So we got out of the box. Yeah. It was good.
It's been a mixed bag. It's been a whole bag of crap weather-wise this end. But there's still not much to do. So it's fine. Just hang on. Get the good weather.
When does stuff out? I thought things were open already.
So you can you go to the shops and you can eat outside. If somewhere goes that you can eat outside, you probably like zoos and things like that are open. But I don't know. Just like gone. Everybody's sort of, well, I say everybody because I don't really go out that much. So like you just forget like what stuff you can do and
Yeah,
where
what you
there
can
is
go and
things.
do.
So you've got to think about that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. We've got some things booked, which is cool. We've got to manage to try and get the kids out of just being too inside all the time. Chloe's fine. She'd bomb out everywhere. Harrison's a bit of a house cat. Still smashing Fortnite though.
Yeah, it's almost Fortnite.
He's still smashing Fortnite. I like to watch him now. And this is what I get now, why people like to watch people game on YouTube and things like that. Because I'm watching him, but I've obviously invested in him because I made him. So he's my kid.
He's yours.
And I'm like proper like proud of him when he gets like some insane kills and stuff. And he's only 8. It's like, yeah, buddy. But he I told you that I bought him this battle pass thing, didn't I? And I said, and you can earn more.
Yeah, and he needs to save up for his own.
He needs to save up so he can buy the next one. I thought that would be a really good lesson. That'd be an awesome lesson for him to learn. So you, in a season, you can earn 1,500 of these V-Bucks to buy whatever you want with, and all this different stuff costs V-Bucks. And the next battle pass is 950 V-Bucks. So you can save up. So I said to him, you can save up, get that, and then buy something else. Once you've got to your 950, anything over that, you can spend. And one day I came down in the morning, and he looked up at me and he went, "Daddy, I really wanted an emote, and I spent some V-Bucks. Are you angry at me?" And I was like, in my head, I was like, "Yeah, I am actually, because we agreed." Yeah, I'm a bit annoyed actually, because we agreed that you wouldn't do that. But I sat down with him, and he'd spent 500. So he had 700, and he spent 500 of his V-Bucks on this little emote, which is basically your character does a little dance.
Oh no!
And I was like, man, that's such a waste.
And now how do you feel about that emote?
Yeah.
Now that you can dance, now what?
Yeah. But I obviously didn't. I sort of said to him, okay, right. But you know that if you don't save up for your next battle, I'm not going to buy it for you again. Like that was the deal. Like you earn it.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay. So now he's back up to 700 again. I just checked.
But how do you earn the V-Bucks on this thing?
You just do like challenges and missions, and you get a certain amount of points for coming first and second and unlocking chests and things like that. So he's
only got a limited amount of time to earn his V-Bucks, though, isn't he?
Yeah, so a season only lasts for a certain amount of time. Yeah, and it's only got a certain amount in there. So yeah.
If he's back up to 700, so he's earned 500, and he's only got to get to 950.
Yeah,
then he's probably going to be all right, isn't he?
Yeah, but in my mind, I thought that he would
be
do
there
that
already, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I thought that he'd already be there, and I thought he would have no trouble with that. But then I remembered what it's like when you really want something.
Yeah, because you were terrible for it, weren't you?
Yeah, and you just craze about it. So he must have crazed himself to the point where he's like, I'm just going to buy that.
He just couldn't
and then the remorse that must have kicked in when he realized that I'm going to come and going to watch him play, and I'm going to see that he's got 200 V-Bucks. So, fair play to him. He just went, I did that. Are you mad? And I'm like, no, I'm not happy about it, but that's it.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Well, that's the lesson, isn't it? And then he's got to work again.
So it says me, who sat here with a ski erg, a power cage, an assault bike, a rower, and a reverse hyper on the way. So I know, hey man, I know what it's like to want stuff.
This is the problem, isn't it? That the little monkey that's there just going like, come on, just get it. Just get it.
I wonder how long he had that emote in his basket for.
Wow.
And if he kept checking back for it. He was like, oh, every day. He's like looking at his little balance, his bank account balance, and then he's looking at that. And he's going.
It's the same thing, though, isn't it? When you're looking at the ski erg, and then you're looking at another ski erg, then you're looking at this erg, then that, then this one's coming out, and this one. And in the end, it just drives you insane.
Yeah.
So it's either like you forget it, you're just like, okay, just turn that off, and we just forget about the ski erg. Or you have to get the ski erg. Otherwise, you're going to go
just
nuts.
Eats you up.
That's probably where he got to with this emote.
Yeah.
He's probably thinking, well, I literally can't deal with this emote anymore.
It eats you up.
I'm just going to have to get it, and they will dance, and I'll lose the money, and then I have to deal with it. So, well, at least he told you.
Yeah, that's it. Well, that's what I thought. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
You just come out.
He probably won't do it again, will he? Or now that he knows that he can earn the money back. That's the tricky bit, isn't it? Because then if it didn't actually hurt that much, that's where the lesson comes from, isn't it? He's like, how much pain are you going through?
Well, if he does it again, I'm not buying the next one for him. So then that's when the pain will come. That's when he'll go, oh, because he loves unlocking all this stuff on this battle pass. He absolutely loves it. He's like, oh, I got this, I got that, I got this. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's cool.
And they get more expensive then? Is there going to be a point where he can't earn enough money to get
No, I think as long as you, because they want you hooked in.
Yeah.
They want you hooked in playing. So the more people that are playing, the better for them. The more chance that you'll spend your cash on it.
It's actual, okay, because you paid actual money.
I paid actual money to get him the thing in the first place.
Yeah.
And then he earns pretend money that he can spend in there. But, you know, you
So
can
well,
buy 100 quid's worth of V-Bucks to spend on little dances. You know, that's
how they
get it all the time. Like, kids want it, so they'll like use their parents' cards and stuff on like Xbox Live and that, and they'll spend the money on there because it's all linked up.
Yeah.
And people don't spend the time setting up like an alert and a thing to say, no, you are going to restrict purchases and it's going to come through my account. They'll just be like, right, bang it on. Okay, I need to pay the money to get him online in the first place, 40 quid a year, whatever it is, away you go. And then lo and behold, little Stevie's spent 600 quid on FIFA points.
Oh my God.
Happens all the time.
That's insane. No, that's not on my radar. I haven't got a TV.
No.
So I don't know what's going on.
And what's all your furniture pointed at?
Nothing. You.
I haven't got any furniture.
Nothing. Yeah, furniture.
Have you seen there's another meme as well where it's like guys think it's totally acceptable to live like this, and it's just like a box with a massive TV. And now since the lockdown, they've got like a box on the floor with a TV and like a power rack just in the living room. That's it. It's like, that's fine. It looks good.
I'd have it with a garage. I'm going to do it with a garage.
Yeah, it looks good.
Just a garage with a couple of bikes, TV. No, I wouldn't even know. I don't even need a TV. Just power, sofa, computer.
Yeah, if you watch TV, you'll only fall asleep anyway.
Yeah. That's why I don't have a TV. Otherwise, I'll be asleep all the time.
Yeah,
I'll just be in Naptown, permanent resident of Naptown. So, no TV. I don't know. I haven't got time to watch TV. Or I'm doing other stuff. I've got time, but I chose to do something else.
There you go.
Yes, please. What's going on then? So what we've got to do for the week then is I've got to train and you've got to not eat nuts. So I think I might have made my job a little bit more difficult there, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to think of stuff that's going to distract me in the evening. Maybe I'll get some designs done. Maybe I'll finish off a bit more of those designs in the evening.
Yeah, so I need to catch up with our man about that and see. And also the barbell bracket is in progress. So that'll be cool. A little barbell bracket kit.
If I had more than one barbell, I'd probably get one for myself. A single barbell.
Still.
I don't. There's not really much room.
Lives in the rack, doesn't it?
Because it's a 7 foot. It's a 7 foot barbell, and my ceiling is probably like 7.5 foot. So it's not much point in hanging it up. I've got my little hooks on the wall. Slinging it.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, when would you hang it? Like, I wouldn't hang mine. I don't think.
No.
Because mine just lives in the rack. Basically, I leave one in the rack to do pull-ups with, and then I either put two in the top.
It depends as well, because if you've got a folding rack, then you've got nowhere to. If you want to fold your rack away, you just got to put it on the floor or lean it up against the wall.
I guess as well, if you're using squat stands or something like that, and you just put those away as well, then your barbell is just like propped up in the corner. Whatever.
Yeah, it's not good. You want to stick it up on the wall somewhere.
But, yeah, hopefully that'll be drawn up on Tuesday, probably.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that comes out. And then the other design stuff, I'll catch up with our design man, see how he's going with that. I had a few more ideas as well. So we'll throw those together. Do the 3-step design process on those bad boys. Get some stuff out.
I'm currently in step 4080 of my
of your idea. Special edition.
I have to force myself to go on the laptop and do it. I'm like, oh man, this is such a grind.
Can I have a signature tee, please, in my care package if it isn't already closed and shipped?
One of those, yeah.
I forgot to ask.
I've got something special in mind. I'm going to do some special colours for you in an original one, I think, and a logo one. I might give you something a little bit different.
Yeah, go for some wild colours. Yeah, I like because it's all gone a little bit that direction. I've got lots of yellow, like accent stuff. Like all my snowboard stuff is black with like super bright yellow, and lots of greys and stuff is popular now. Greys and yellows on the bikes. Yeah. Super bright stuff.
Yeah, I need to get on there. I've got a few bits to make this week. Got a few bits to go.
Yeah.
Get out. Yeah. After I did a big old pump on Instagram yesterday. I think I pumped a load of stuff out. Did some shout outs yesterday, which is cool. Got some people asking for shout outs, which was nice. So I did those, of course. And we are still hammering, trying to get Garage Gym Powerlifting back on there. 17,500 people after their account got hacked, which is just an absolute.
That's such a cool account as well.
Oh, I really feel for those guys. They're at something like 300 now. So I'm just going to post every day on the stories about them because that's a cool account. Yeah.
It's such a shame that they can't just get that back.
I know. That's nuts, so nuts, bad.
Man.
That's nuts. So hopefully help those dudes out a bit.
Because Ross training had his one hacked on Facebook, but his Instagram was still okay, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Even though they're linked together in theory, I guess.
Yeah.
Man, that's rubbish.
Yeah. I'll throw some more YouTube content together as well at some point. I'll when I get some time, I'll do some follow-up reviews. But I just stuck a Garage Gym update tour on there the other day, which was quite nice to get some stuff. It was quite a quick one to edit as well. I didn't do anything fancy.
Yeah, because you've got a few new bits of kit since then. Haven't you probably the rower,
I've moved the whole thing around. Bike. Yeah, so bike, row, new, ski, box. Yeah,
that's crazy.
There's loads of new stuff.
And the Hyper's coming.
Hyper's on the way. Hyper's been shipped. It's coming over.
Yes, please. We're going to need a little facility soon.
I know. Be honest, a
little facility. What happened? Bear Barbell, also your friends, powerlifting team, and now in Iron Warehouse. Is that right?
There was they were posting about joining up with those guys, but they're still in their little unit over on the industrial estate out in the woods somewhere. But yeah, they did originally say they were going to get in there, but Iron Warehouse has taken off.
It's amazing.
Well.
Yeah.
If you're into your bodybuilder, if you want to be a bodybuilder, you want to lift some heavy ass weight and get yourself to Iron Warehouse.
They're doing some powerlifting. Like I saw a post of John the other day, and he hit like 300 for
squat, double.
Like it was nothing.
Yeah, man. The first one was lightning.
So fast.
It was like, what?
So fast.
Yeah.
So those guys are worth a follow. Iron Warehouse, Bear Barbell, John Locke, his boy as well, Harvey Locke, powerlifter.
Yeah.
He's a strong young man.
Yeah.
Everyone's sending it. The locals are sending it. So that's pretty awesome. Yeah. Your locals.
My locals, yeah, not local to you.
They're not my locals, but
I need to find some Austrian.
Yeah, I don't think there's a federation or anything here, powerlifting wise. I guess there's some people training out of the CrossFit gym because they've got that full on powerlifting set up in there. And also the university is here where they have some separate gym setups. Like there's one gymnastic place, and then I've seen like in a basement as well, they've got like looks like a really cool strength training setup down there.
They're the best ones. Dungeon gym.
I'm probably going to go maybe in a bit to the garage and see if I can get my new garage rolling. I'll talk to the guys who are in there, and we'll see if we can get back in the garage.
Yes, I want progress. I want garage gym progress. The next one, I want a firm yes from your boys.
Yeah, I think that's there. I think we need to go and have a look at it all together and just decide what we can put in there, because it basically just needs tidying up. Do you know what I mean? It's like now they've got bikes in there and some racks, seats from their vans because they've both got transporters.
Yeah.
So they've got the seats out because they put the bikes in the vans. So the seats are coming out, but the seats are there. So they just need all stacking up neatly, because at the moment it's like there aren't enough racks. So there's a row of whatever they've decided to store there, but there's not a making use of the vertical space they've got.
That's
just
like we know how to fix that in the garage gym world.
Get a rack.
Got to accentuate that vertical action. Get everything on the walls.
That would be cool if we can make a little box in there. That would be sweet, because it's got a little driveway as well, like yours. Basically, it'll be very similar to yours, except with bikes in it too.
Yeah. No family jump. And
I was also talking to our tame engineer about maybe being able to do some racks and stuff like that. We were just thinking about how we would do that. So if anyone is thinking about any kit that they like or are considering, let us know and we can try and work out if we can do it or not. Because also we need to go through a loop of testing and work out liability stuff like that. Yeah, and what did you want? A foldable one?
Everything. Yeah. Freestanding, foldable.
Is that the thing, is it? Okay.
Yeah. Freestanding, foldable power rack. That's what I want. they're out there. Awesome. They're out there in the ether. There's a few options, but they're money.
Yeah, if we make our own one, that's cool. Because you've got, yours is box section, isn't it? So if we did a box section folding one, like yours.
I just need somebody to come along and just slice this and put hinges on it. And that'll be cool.
Yeah, we could probably do that.
Probably. I couldn't.
We'd have to take it to him, wouldn't we?
Yeah. Dude, I'm going to have to wrap this up because I'm about to wet myself. You know that drink that I got?
You're literally hanging on by your back.
I am. You can see me jigging. I've been jigging for about half an hour. I'm like, yeah. Well, I wanted to get it over an hour just to stay consistent. Consistency is important.
Everyone else is hoping we get it under an hour.
Yeah, I was hoping these go down to about
if you can make it 29
minutes.
minutes, boys, that would be sick.
Yeah.
We're like, no, we're just going to drag this out.
Yeah. I've got things to talk about.
Yeah. I've got some useless things to say. Cool. All right. Well, go and do that business, and I will speak to you next week after I've trained every day and you haven't eaten any snacks.
Yes, true that.
That'll be important.
True that.
Cool. All right.
See you later.
Toodle pip.
Right.
What was the other thing?
Toodle pip.
Bye. Cheerio.
Cheerio.